Hey there, film fans. I'm Jeff.
I'm Dave.
And I'm John, and welcome back to The Love of Cinema, a pod in which we'll challenge one another to discuss movies, both new and old, with a strictly positive critical eye.
That's right. And to avoid lazy negativity, we've decided to make this episode a drinking game.
Fuck, I forgot my beer. I'll get it in a minute.
So whenever we say anything negative at all about each other, about this film, about how Dave should just drink a glass of milk and do some fucking thing, you know? You're going to hear this sound? That sound means we're taking a drink, and we hope you drink along with us.
So pour yourselves a glass and I'll go get one, because this film opens with the most 80s response to an unwanted knock on the door there is. A good old shotgun fight.
Fucking
Cheers, guys.
Right? Get my beer. Talk without me.
get your beer.
He should
We'll
have
vamp.
said right off the bat, he's like, if you don't cooperate, you're going to suffer from fistophobia. They should have put that even earlier into the movie. I mean, it's so
these
good.
lines too. Unbelievable. The shamelessness.
What we're talking about in these references here is 1988's Midnight Run, starring Robert De Niro, Charles Grodin of Beethoven fame. Yes, that's right. The random year generator spun 1988. And I actually don't know if we've ever been there in the random year generator series. The only time we've talked about a movie from 1988 was in our summer blockbuster face-off series. Do either of you remember the highest grossing summer blockbuster movie of 1988 that we talked about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago?
I don't remember last Tuesday.
The only movie that I remember us talking about from this year is Who Framed Roger Rabbit. So is that it?
That was the highest grossing summer movie of 1988. That's right. But we're not doing Roger Rabbit, people. We did Midnight Run this week. It is on Netflix for one more week. It's leaving. So if you're listening
6
in real
days.
time, November 2025, it's on Netflix, but it's probably going to end up somewhere else. It's really fun De Niro runner. If you're new to the show, we are a real drinking show, so we got to get the drinks flowing before we talk about our featured film. So if you want to get your Midnight Run conversation in, check the show notes and scoot ahead. Do stay with us, though. We also give you the year in review, what was going on in 1988, a couple fun facts and prices to set the stage. Because you're right, Dave, you're right. 1988, and also the end of the Reagan. George H.W. Bush was elected this year, so there's a lot of overtones and undertones. It's good to set the film in context and listen to us drink and have fun talking about movies. We were off last week, so we got a bunch of mini reviews too, so stick around for those. They're usually spoiler free. I'll try my best with Wicked, a show that's been on Broadway for over 20 years, but we'll see. And at the end of the episode, we'll talk about a couple things. I think I'm going to do Begonia at the end of the episode because I saw that 2 weeks ago. John saw it 3 weeks ago. It's not even that new of a movie anymore, but I'll go ahead and say my thoughts and see how they compare to John's. The end of the episode in our review section, what you've been watching, our recommendation section. I guess that's it. Did I miss any of the news? We got a YouTube, of course. You can check us out there. Anything else you guys want to say? John, you want to shout our sponsors out so we can get cooking here?
Speaking of the YouTube, we had a flurry of followers this week. Like there was
Really?
5 or 6 people just followed us. Like we're almost up to 140.
5 or 6.
Over 6? I thought you said over 6. Over 6 people followed us. All right, what a good week.
Welcome on those new 5 people.
We might as well just not record these and just talk to each other, you guys.
That's what we've been doing for 3 years.
No.
Honestly.
You go tell that to those videos that have thousands of views. Come on. John, shout our sponsors out.
Oh, man.
None of that talk.
Carlos Barroso makes beer. He has a handle on Instagram where he makes the beer and talks about beer and shows you beer making things. See Barroso.beer. It's in the show notes if you want to go there and like and love everything he's doing. Carlos, what's up? We also have a music artist in residence, Dasein, Dasein. They give us their music for free so that we can use it on this episode, the last episode, and every single episode. Check the show notes if you want some links, but you could just go to any place you listen to music. You will find their music there. Dasein, Dasein.
Dasein. That's right. All right. Anything else you want to talk about before we get into these mini reviews?
News-wise?
Okay.
No, I think we're all still holding our breath for the WB sale, like Warner Brothers, if it's gonna happen. Like there's still, right? We're still all seeing if
the bids are in. Supposedly the bids are in.
This has been happening for a while, though. Yeah, and apparently they're officially in, but that's been said before.
It
We'll see.
would be such a Warner Brothers thing to do to finally be making profitable DC movies and just fuck it up again.
Fucking.
The contracts. I mean, just all the shit they went with Villeneuve and Dune and when HBO went straight to streaming, in the pandemic, and then obviously hedging their bets and trying to sell everything for loss and not releasing Batgirl. And then they had a new thing going. They signed the new deal with James Gunn. They got Peacemaker running on the TV show. They got some good movies back in the cinema, and then immediately another fucking sale. I mean, what a god! Everybody knows this stuff that pays attention, and now the fact that Netflix actually put a bid in, or the Zaslav, or not Zaslavs, or the Allisons. I mean, it's a nightmare.
I imagine that everyone's negotiating the sale is like Zaslav doesn't come with it, right?
Anyway,
that'd be like buying a bike and getting herpes.
So are you guys for, because they've also put out the possibility before the sale was ever really a thing that they were going to just split the companies. So the studio would go one way.
Oh, they've done it.
News would go the other.
I think that's happening. And I still would prefer not Netflix.
Oh, of course.
But
yeah.
what
Can
else?
You imagine?
But it could still be like the under the Paramount banner, for maybe even both.
I don't want my Netflix price to go up again for one good DC movie.
Anyway, what do you think?
Man, it's a weird thing. No, I have no idea. I'm sure they're going to follow the money. So wherever the best opportunity they have, they're just going to go with it. And we're just going to see more and more and more consolidation.
That's
and
the
then you guys remember
thing.
when I saw the head of Sony, remember I told you I got to go and listen to him talk. And it was very inside baseball. He was just talking to people who were in the industry. There were probably less than 50 of us in the room. And he kind of looked at all of us at one point and he said, my best guess is over the next 3 to 4, maybe 5 years, you're going to see so much consolidation that this entire town and all of the industry is going to be run under 3 or 4 banners. And he said, and I think you know the people I'm talking about. You're talking about big tech and Netflix.
Right.
And they wonder why people are going overseas.
Yeah, this is, it's insane. This is really not good. It's funny, we'll be talking about a movie from the 80s when a bunch of consolidation was happening around that time as well. And every now and then some gems did pop out of it, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, stay tuned for the Warner Brothers acquisition by somebody.
Yeah.
God damn it.
We're buying it. Shock.
God, could you imagine? We'd have like 7 or 8 new followers.
I'd be like the Animaniacs, man. I'd be living in the fucking water tower.
Yeah, honestly.
It is still romantic driving past that place, you guys. It's still cool seeing that water tower.
All right. Okay. What order should these mini reviews? So Dave and I saw Wicked. Dave saw Running Man. John, you saw you said serious movies.
Yeah. Well, why don't you guys do the fun ones and then I'll just nail mine out. I saw 3 and you guys can start with yours and I'll just finish it out. I won't speak too much about each of them.
Okay. Dave, you want to do Running Man first? Or you want to do Wicked first?
Sure, I'll go Running Man first. Edgar Wright's Running Man, which of course the director of Scott Pilgrim, which is still in my top 3 movies of the universe.
I thought it was top 1 personally.
Me too. What else is in there?
We're getting there. I don't have to think.
What's knocking it out?
there's a couple of things that turned up that just I kind of went, well, maybe Shifting Sands around with the top 3.
Batgirl?
It was no one's seen Batgirl at all, and never will. No, it's The Running Man it's an adaptation I've been waiting for them to do because it's very faithful to the book, and I really and it's not the. I mean, there's certain allusions to the original film that is not anywhere near the story. These are 2 completely different movies. They're completely different tones. I did find for me a little bit it turned into The Walking Man occasionally because it kind of lost pace.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
Really? Are you serious?
It drops down into just a little more story than I was expecting from this particular thing. But it's the story that's in the book. I just found myself not quite into it at the time.
I did not think that
I enjoyed the movie.
Could have ever been said about Edgar Wright.
Me either.
Right.
Like I did not think that was even possible for anything he would ever make. He's such an incredible editing conceiver,
Yeah.
I was very close to going. I was choosing between that and another, and my friend said that he's like, it felt long. Felt like
it felt long.
It does.
God, wow, really?
Yeah, a little bit.
I still want to see it.
Matt and Mark loved it. Matt and Mark both loved it.
I mean, I enjoyed it. It's not going to knock Scott Pilgrim off anytime soon.
I can't remember, Dave. Did you like Last Night in Soho?
Yeah, I did. I've seen that twice, 3 times.
We all did.
I really dug that one.
About that on the show.
All right. Yeah. I just couldn't remember. We drink. I forget everything.
Yeah, me too.
All right, tell me, guys.
Kids.
How was fucking Wicked Part 2 for good?
Dave, you saw it today. It's fresh.
I had a great time.
Oh.
And I get what the public perception is. because I don't know if anyone knows, but the second half of this show, or like the second half of the book as well, is kind of dark, and it gets a little more serious. And usually, if you go and see the musical, you've got 20 minutes to process what happened. You're back in for the rest of the story. Everyone else has had a year, and they're waiting for a sequel, which is supposed to go bigger and better, and it settles down into a serious storyline. So I think it didn't just... Although the audience score is, fucking 94, I think. It's the reviewers that had trouble with it. I dug it. I thought it was a great watch. It really covers... There's going to be a lot of things where you're like, holy fuck, this is definitely a movie for today.
Okay, cool.
From some of the illusions.
We felt very strongly about that one last year. So Dave did it, and I guess Jeff and Dave did it. Did it end up suffering from what you mentioned last year, Jeff, that you felt like the grounded, dramatic, less buoyant, kind of fun style that the musical usually portrays in the first act, you thought that was going to sink the ship for a movie to continue with that. Did you feel that way about this one, either of you? Or did you feel like it stayed above water and you had fun the whole time?
Dave?
I didn't think
it feels serious. Were you still having fun watching it?
Yes, absolutely. It's a very well-made film. Like, it's beautiful to look at. The sequences are definitely there. It's a lot of hard work when you do it, and you can tell. But this one is not the fun college romp the first one was. That's for sure. And I dug that.
Right?
Yeah, no, they should, but some people would expect that. It's just a continuation of the story or a sequel.
Because they're 1 and 2, though, how I felt about Dune and how I'm going to continue feeling about them, like, are you excited to sit down and watch them back to back? Like, do you feel like they're going to live
it'll really benefit from that. I think it'll really benefit. I know these
DVD sales and online purchases are probably going to be very, very profitable.
Sales when it's available online. Yeah.
Yeah, anybody who does this as a double feature, it's going to benefit. It's going to be
a sleepover staple, I think, for a lot of kids who are coming up right now.
Parents are going to hate it.
I hated this movie.
All right, but you didn't like the first one either very much, did you?
This movie made me really sad. No, I didn't love the first one, and I admit that I would like to go back and see that one again. But this movie,
Jeff, I think your mic just went out.
Sorry,
I think your mic just went out.
He's right.
I hear you on the.
We can disagree on the show.
Headphones.
Is John talking? Oh no, now I don't hear either of you. Wait, damn it! Of course I say that about the movie, and now I can't hear a goddamn thing. Is it me or? Oh, my microphone changed for you guys.
Yes,
but I'm recording
we
on a better
know.
microphone. I can't hear you at all. Oh my God, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I don't hear a goddamn thing you're saying.
Turn your headphones
There it is. It's back. I'm back.
Yeah, cool.
Can you hear us?
I did. Yeah, what did I miss?
Well, this...
You can hear us now.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. There you go.
Yeah,
so you said, we heard everything you said the whole time. You just switched into your headphones. So we heard you say that you hated this movie.
Yeah. It made me really sad.
But what do you mean by that? It's like the subject matter, or you just thought the adaptation?
I think okay, I'm going to guess why Dave liked this movie. The tone, it was Zack Snyder's Man of Steel, maybe a little 300. It was a total Zack Snyder superhero movie, was the tone. And then they decided to have almost all of the dialogue be in the Les Mis extreme close-up that sunk Les Mis. So there was subtlety, they were whisper talking, their vocals were bad. I thought their performances weren't very good. Everybody's trying to give them, even people who don't like the movie are trying to give them slack for it. And I will do that a little bit, but so many tight close-ups on these people in a musical, and it's okay if they're dark, like I get that, but it was just so flat and bland. And ultimately this is a story about two people. It's about the two witches and then their supporting characters around it, and they went so heavy at all of the other stuff that they just kind of threw into Wicked for fun. So the backstory of the lion and the scarecrow, there's spoilers if you've seen Wicked, but really, you can laugh in a musical when it's like, oh my God, the Tin Man. But when the Tin Man becomes somebody who's out for blood and fucks, and he spent an entire week with Dorothy, or if the Scarecrow actually just made love to Elphaba in a treehouse, but you taking it 100% seriously, and the fascism thing, the new songs are fucking awful. And
Dorothy got a QAnon Tin Man.
Ariana Grande looked like she flew in off of the set of Attack of the Clones, and just sang a song about how she doesn't want to be in the bubble. Didn't need it. We already knew that. And then Elphaba, her first shot was my favorite part of the movie. When she's up in the sky, it was fucking straight out of Man of Steel. It was fucking awesome. And then she comes down and is having these really long scenes with the animals. And then she sings a song like Where Is Home? And it's just it was just boring and sunk everything. It's about the two of them. The more about the two of them and the more about them hating the wizard, the better. I didn't need any of this other stuff. The fascism stuff was so on the nose and so ham-handed. It was not funny at all. And even in the Harry Potter movies where it gets dark, there's some fun stuff. There was nothing fun about this movie. As soon as Glen, and again, I thought Ariana Grande was not very good. As soon as she said, like, from now on, I'm going to be Glenda the Good, I just started putting my jacket on. I was like, I want to be out of here.
First of all, this is hilarious, and
I'm glad Dave liked it, and I'm glad people in my audience clapped, even though I heard some of these claps.
Jeff, do you think would you feel comfortable saying just word on the streetwise? Would you feel comfortable saying word on the streetwise in New York that this might be a consensus from the music theater community about these adaptations?
Mixed. I think older musical theater people that I've talked to don't like it. I think they'll say like the pacing is sloppy, the new plot points are not necessary, things like that. But I think some of the younger people are really rooting for it. And so from the younger people I've talked to, a lot of them are still like into it. But I don't think they have anything like intelligent to say about why they like it. They're just like, oh yeah, that was fierce or that was fun or whatever. But like, I don't think they actually are like speaking at like, yeah.
Do you think, my last question, do you think this would have been better as like a big three-hour movie, both acts at once?
Like one straight like movie?
Yeah, just one big movie, parts one, parts two.
If you cut half of this movie and put the good half with the other, like we don't need so much about the animals. We just don't need it. And again, the fascism stuff we get. So I think that like if they just chopped it up and don't do the origin story so seriously, like all of a sudden Dorothy is like ruthless killer? Like, are they kidding or not? Like, it's hard to know what they actually want when they say stuff like that. I tried writing jokes down because I was like, at least I can entertain myself. And I don't know if they're very funny, but I tried.
Fingers on the button.
Yeah, is this the gripe? Yeah.
Well, I mean, only one of you's seen the movie, but okay. What is this Fiero CGI? It looks like the Scarecrow is exfoliating himself with sheepskin.
Yeah.
I'm going to chuckle at that. I liked it.
So Glinda is just walking around this empty home with inanimate objects that are sexually explicit all around her. What is this? A Clockwork Orange? No.
You had to be there? Maybe you had to be there.
Oh, she doesn't want to be floating around in a bubble? Well, at least hers isn't on the Epstein list like Willy Wonka.
Jesus. I feel like I should buzz that too.
And also, why is it that they have traveling like high speed rail and really good trains, but I don't think they have a printer or emails. You know what I mean? So they're just like throwing these wooden like pamphlet kind of things all over the place. I don't know. I feel like they could.
I hate it when movies do that have choice technology and don't explain why. You know, like
I have one more gripe. Okay, this is gripe. Set the gripe timer. This is the last thing I'll say about it. What is with everything looking like it's being filmed in a studio when it's supposed to be in the woods? This Moana trailer just came out and she has straight hair. Her skin looks incredible. Obviously wearing makeup. She's wearing a very no like wrinkles or anything in what she's wearing. It looks like she's going to her junior prom on a skiff. That's what Moana looks like. And in this, you have these people. First of all, they're all 20 and fuck. There's no townspeople that are old. Beauty and the Beast had a lot of weird looking people and kids loved it. So why does every townsperson look 20 and sexually active? It doesn't make any sense. And their outfits look pressed and their makeup looks so good. Their skin looks so good. Again, no wrinkles. Everything's perfectly like matted and no shine. And even when they're living out in the middle of the woods, like I know you filmed this in a studio and I know you want it to look good, but it feels stupid when these people are like, give us our rights. And they're reaching through the jail or whatever. And they literally look like they just came from Cinderella's ball. Like it makes no sense. I'm so tired of realism turning into real as in we just filmed it in a studio. They live in the woods. Let them live in the woods. And somebody has to have a dad. Like, why are they all 20? Okay, that's my gripe. I'm done with Wicked. It's fine. I'm never going to see it again. Enjoy it, Jen. And Dave, I am really happy you liked it. I'm happy.
I did. I really did.
Dad, God, that's so funny. Oh my God, that's so funny.
I think you are.
Okay. Jen, I'm going to send you a video at the end after this. Remember to send it to you. I go deep all the time in YouTube and my own research to try to nail down technically, philosophically, and in terms of just like where we're at with the industry for why everything looks less real than it used to. A lot of it is technical, there's a whole lot about the way that we like tell stories now that I think has something to do with it too. It's not just because of the technical things that are easier to point to.
Moana
it is
lives
a fucking
in the woods, on the beach,
it's a disease.
on the ocean.
It's terrible.
And rides a boat every day. And she looked incredible. She looked like she was at the Met Gala, but with like a junior prom dress. It's like...
It's the fucking Instagramization. It's the filter of all life,
and
right?
Guess what?
It's bullshit.
And guess what? They just announced that except for 3 shows, there are no scripted series on any of the major networks specifically geared towards Gen Z. They literally have said, we don't even know how to talk to you anymore, and they're blaming them. And you know what those shows are? One of them is Adults, or whatever that show is, which is just like a raunchy comedy, like, you know, Girls Are Crashing or one of those kinds of shows. It's like, no, we think they want Instagramification, but they don't. We watch videos of like animals taking shits on each other. Like, we don't need everything to be pristine and looking expensive. They don't want that. I feel like people they literally have given up on Gen Z. It's stupid. And you know what? A lot of Gen Z creators are not very good at crossing that bridge. So fuck them. But anyway. Okay.
All right. Well, I saw a few movies over the past 2 weeks.
Hope you fucking enjoyed them more than he did.
Oh, man. Boy, I really
love Begonia.
did.
We'll talk about Begonia at the end of the episode.
Okay, I'm going to build up. Okay, so first thing I saw was Nuremberg. I'm one of the few people who went to go see that.
Mm-hmm.
Written and directed by James Vanderbilt. Starring Russell Crowe.
Doing another accent?
Basically... Yeah, I mean, all right, I'll be very quick about this. There's so much good acting in this with Russell Crowe at the tip of that spear.
Russell Crowe.
And if you're interested at all in World War II history, if you think you know about Nuremberg because you've read some books about it, or if you've seen the trial of what's the old movie? Trials of Nuremberg?
Judgment Nuremberg?
Judgment in Nuremberg. This has a different take on it because, and I don't want to give away why, but Rami Malek's character is technically the protagonist, and it's all from his perspective, and it's a very interesting take on this. So if you're willing to go watch a movie that you might think, all right, this feels a little over the top and cheesy in some ways in terms of believability and realism, but we were just talking about, the messaging is so fucking important for right now. If you're willing to listen to this and see like, oh my God, this is so scary, the way they're kind of breaking this down by a really wonderful thesis that is delivered at the end of the film, it's kind of terrifying for how it really comes across with the world we're living in right now. So I would still say, go see it. Those things I said, honestly, you get used to them. So you're going to enjoy it. There's so many great character actors in this. There's so much good acting. I also saw 2 films that I loved so much, you guys. The first one was Rental Family, starring Brendan Fraser.
Oh my God, Brendan Fraser.
By Hikari, I think is how you say her name. She directed some episodes of Beef. She's directed some really great television and some other indies, I think. But this is the first bigger movie that I've seen of hers. It's set in Japan. It's a feel-good story. You know it is from the start. So is there a little bit of cheese? Yeah, sure. Stick with it. It really delivers. I was very moved by the end of this movie. It was very medicinal. I felt very good after watching it. It really hit home. It touched on some beautiful things. Brendan Fraser is very strong in it. It's worth going to the movie theater and watching. Feel good in a movie theater in a place where you're allowed to feel good. You don't have to balance it out on your couch and look at your phone and ask your partner if they like to just go watch the fucking thing. And then my favorite movie that I've seen over the past 2 weeks is Train Dreams, starring Joel Edgerton, Felicity Jones, William H. Macy, directed by Clint Bentley, written by Clint and Greg Quidar, the guys who did Sing Sing last year.
Okay.
Oh my God, you guys, it is a meditation. I wrote down just a couple things. It's slow, but compelling. It's poetic and introspective, but it's not pretentious. It's seemingly simple, but it's controlled. It's so beautiful. There's so much nature. It is the most moving film I've experienced in the theater this year for sure. The music is gorgeous. Joel Edgerton does not speak a whole lot in this movie, and he's in almost every frame, and it's still compelling as fuck. And William H. Macy almost steals the movie with like 3 scenes. It is so worth going to see. Unfortunately, Netflix is releasing it, so I had to go to a non-multiplex. So I went to the Landmark here, and that was frustrating. I really hate that they don't have a deal with AMC. Yeah, to pay out of pocket, man. It's annoying. But it was worth it. I'm glad I went. I went by myself. This is definitely one you might want to go see alone. Take it really seriously. Just let it wash over you. Just go to church. You're going to be so happy that you went and took a chance on this movie. Oh my God, it's
so good to
beautiful.
hear. Do you think the exhibitors really need to take 50%?
I don't know enough about those business models. Probably because they're suffering so much.
Yeah, you know, I can tell they're suffering because when I went and saw Wicked this morning, they had one person on the fucking candy bar at lunchtime.
And I guess my argument, just from what I can see based on numbers on like our basic pages like IMDb and the numbers and stuff, Netflix makes so little money by releasing them theatrically that it doesn't matter. It's inconsequential. So put it in the theater where people like us who are heavy moviegoers with our subscriberships to these multiplexes will go see it and tell our friends, and it's no skin off their back to go see it.
Do they make so little money as in context of the fact that they're a multi-billion-dollar company, or so little money as in like, yeah, they released K-pop Demon Hunters and it made $18 million, but they only got to keep 3 or 4 of it anyway.
I'm saying they're serious movies like this don't make much money at the box office.
Yeah, it's getting a cinema release so that it qualifies for the Oscars.
This is also one that just like a few other of their heavy films. I think I said this about Roma. I said this about Bardo. Dude, I cannot imagine the average moviegoer pressing play on this and sticking with it at home. It's just not that kind of movie. So as I've heard Clint Bentley, I listened to some interviews. Apparently, after Sundance, this was a big purchase for Netflix, and they were very passionate about it. And he really believed them, and he was wooed by them, and they've rolled it out in a beautiful way after TIFF. But at the end of the day, Ted Sarandos his entire mission statement is fuck theaters. People watch stuff at home now. And I just don't think they watch stuff like this at home easily.
Clip this. Dave, clip it. Clip it. Do you want to work out in your living room? Do you like working out in your living room? Remember COVID? We all worked out in our living room? No. How many people go to a gym because literally just going to the gym, it's like they'll work out, right? I think it's the same thing with movies. Not that it's exercise per se, but I think we all know that is true, that if we get there and we sit down, it'll be there. But I feel like it's our brains are telling us, no, it's okay. You can watch it at home. No, it's okay. No, it's okay. We've all seen good long movies at home, but it's like, I just feel like it's not even, it shouldn't be effort, but we just can't equate that same mentality. I can't work out at home, but as soon as I go to the gym, I will work out. The movies, it's like, oh yeah, I'll just watch this great movie at home. And it's like, but then you're home and then you do emails and then you're peeing and then it's 10 p.m. and you're going to go to bed at 11. You're not going to, it's like, we just can't do it. Just go to the movie theater. And I say that as somebody who hasn't gone enough this year. And it smells like weed right now in this place. This room, this music room, it smells like weed.
There's honestly an argument to be made. And I'm not saying I agree with this, but for these, the ticket to see a movie like Train Dreams is the same amount of money it costs to have a subscription for a month to Netflix. Right. I get that. That money discrepancy is just insane. There is maybe an argument to be made that if they had their own theaters and you just paid for refreshments and basically your subscribership is what gets you into the movie theater to see it on just a larger screen or maybe an extreme discount, maybe that would change things. I don't know. But like, it is starting to get ridiculous that they keep releasing these beautiful films at the end of the year. And I'm glad I went. I still would encourage anybody who has the extra $15, $17 to go see it.
Yeah.
But man, it's annoying that I couldn't just use the thing I use. Anyway, whatever. Okay.
I already got my gripes in. Dave, can we move on?
I think we can move on.
Anything else you want to say? Okay. Nope. I am really happy you liked Wicked, Dave. I'm not yucking your yum, I promise.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you after the show how the clip button actually works.
You go back 30 seconds. Yeah, I thought you can keep going.
It goes back 3 minutes.
So we got all of me.
Did you wait until the end of it, or it doesn't matter? Anyway.
Yeah, I did. I waited until the end of it.
Do the best. You guys ready to talk about 1988?
Very much.
Yeah. The year where table tennis became an Olympic sport and the price of a movie ticket was only $4.11. The year when an Australian physicist named Christian Andreas Doppler invented Doppler radar. An Australian. From the prison colony, Dave. You're all buds.
Good on him.
He loves Chopper too. The movie and the beer. No, Cutter's the beer. Okay. I'll just be straight up. There's 2 different sites that have the highest grossing movie but I think Wikipedia is actually right in this case. Box Office Mojo only counted the domestic receipts of the number 2 movie, which is number 1 on Wikipedia. The number 1 on Box Office Mojo is Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Who Framed Roger Rabbit with $238 million worldwide. But the number 1 highest grossing movie is probably a different movie. Can you guess what the highest grossing movie from 1988 was?
Is it Die Hard?
Die Hard actually comes in at number 10. Number 10 for Die Hard, believe it or not, with $141 million in the worldwide gross. Any other guesses?
Rain Man.
What was it?
Rain Man was the highest grossing. Do you remember when the quote-unquote Oscar movies, Barry Levinson, Tom Cruise, Dustin Hoffman, made $356 million in 1988? That's like $1 billion today just to see a good movie. I don't even know if it's the best movie ever, but it's good. It's a good movie for sure.
Yeah.
Rain Man, MGM, number 1 at the box office. Number 2, Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Why can't I say it? Why can't I? It's the weed that's already getting to me here.
I don't know.
It's not my fault, Mom and Dad. It's coming through the walls. Number 3, Coming to America.
You took more than weed
guys.
if it's coming through the walls.
You're like Ross. He tricked me to do all those things.
Fucking peer pressure.
Number 3, Coming to America. Guys, shout out Eddie. Let's go. Coming to America. Sure. Number 4, Crocodile Dundee 2, Dave.
Yeah.
Number 1, $239 million worldwide. Those are 2 Paramount pictures. Number 5 was Twins. Arnold,
I thought Twins would be top 10. Oh, yeah.
Over $200 million worldwide. And to round out the top 10, Rambo 3, A Fish Called Wanda, Cocktail, Big, and then at number 10, Die Hard. Guys, can we go back? Can we just go back to the 80s? These are all good movies. And they're not for kids. No disrespect to kids. I mean, Big is, I guess.
Rambo
3 is not. Twins isn't. Crocodile Dundee, yeah, maybe, but probably not.
Big's not for kids.
Who Framed Roger... I mean, you know.
That's probably PG-13. There's a sex scene in there.
Yeah, she bangs a 12-year-old.
You know what? There's kind of a sex scene in Wicked, too, by the way.
I feel dirty.
Anyway. You're right, Dave. Anyway, these are all objectively good movies. A Fish Called Wanda's number 7? Are you kidding me?
Dude, that movie's fucking funny.
Kevin Kline in the fucking aquarium. I mean, come on. It's so yes, it's so that is yeah.
And a ton of Monty Python dudes in it too.
Oh, it's so funny. A couple other movies that made some money. They re-released Bambi from 1939. It actually did really well this year with the re-release. You might know Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. You might know Scrooged or Willow or Beaches. Fun fact, I was at a bat mitzvah one time, and they said, can you guess these TV or movie themes? And this one kid guessed Beaches so many fucking times that the guy had to say, I'm not going to play the theme from Beaches. Fun stat fact. Bull Durham, Oliver and Company, and you know what? Perhaps my favorite movie of this entire year, The Land Before Time. I fucking love The Land Before Time. That's also our future. That's us in about 100 years. There's a bunch of other good movies. I'll just say very quickly, a little bit of film news. You can think about what other movies you want to shout out, but E.T. sold $75 million in VCR sales. VCR sales got E.T. $75
can I point
million
out how much was it? How much was a movie on VCR in the 80s? It was like 70 or 80 bucks.
Was it really that much?
Yeah. In Australia, it was.
God. Well, yeah, in Australia, Dave, here it was cheaper for sure. It's like, think about healthcare for you, and then it's the opposite.
Yeah, well, here you just, rock down to 34th Street and get off a cart. But in Australia,
the fact that
but it's going to be a porn that they taped over.
Yeah.
The fact that revenue stream is gone now is just so scary.
Yeah, because how much was it to rent a very small Blockbuster? Or to buy? It was like it was nothing
they made
for us.
So much money. A very tiny piece of late news: Sony is trying to renegotiate and create new contracts with streamers that will be based on the amount of views that they're getting. So it won't be based on a premium sale; it'll be based on performance. That's the first, because they're the only ones who don't have a streamer.
Is it relative though? So like there's a huge pot and whichever movie does better gets more of it? Because at a certain point, what if one movie actually does so well that they actually Sony actually has to spend like millions of dollars? You know what I mean?
It would be a flat fee for the license to be able to stream it. And then based on performance, if it surpassed whatever that threshold is, they would get paid more money.
Right.
Which is
wow, for fucking Madam Web, they're going to owe them money.
Yeah. Actually, I shouldn't have buzzed you, but yeah, whatever. I buzzed you, Dave. All right, really quick, just a couple awards things. Guys, this is a pretty good Academy Awards here. Rain Man would go on to win Picture Director, and it would also win Actor Dustin Hoffman. Jodie Foster would win for The Accused. Don't forget that she would, of course, win again in like 3 years for Silence of the Lambs. But yeah, she won for The Accused, and God, she's haunting in that movie. Oh my God, she's great. Yeah. She beat Meryl Streep, Sigourney Weaver, Melanie Griffith, and Glenn Close. Casual.
God damn.
Yeah. And none of them minded.
Tom Hanks, Gene Hackman, none of them minded. Yeah, they were like, yep. Kevin Kline won for A Fish Called Wanda, and famously, River Phoenix right before said, he almost didn't go, and River Phoenix said, you should go, you should win. You were so good in that movie. I think you're going to win. You should win. And he said, I'll always remember that about River Phoenix, because he almost didn't go to because he was in the middle of working on a movie, and he's like, I'm not going to go to the Oscars. I'm not going to win. And River Phoenix is like, no, you should definitely go. You're going to win. And he beat him. Running on Empty for River Phoenix. And then Gina Davis won for Supporting Actress. I feel like a lot of people don't know that Gina Davis has an Oscar for The Accidental Tourist. How about that? She beat Michelle Pfeiffer, Sigourney Weaver again, this time for Working Girl. Sigourney Weaver was nominated for Gorillas in the Mist before. Michelle Pfeiffer for Dangerous Minds. That's Frances McDormand for Mississippi Burning, another movie we could have done. And Joan Cusack for Working Girl, again, another really good category. Any other movies you want to shout out? There's so many movies that would come out in the 80s because they all knew that they would make their fucking money on rentals and Blockbuster and shit. Did I say Bull Durham? Did I say Talk Radio? Did I say Ernest Saves Christmas? So many good movies. What other movies you want to talk about? Dead Ringers?
I've never seen a single Ernest film in my life.
I was just about to say there were 2 tentpole movies for me that changed my life: Land Before Time and Ernest Saves Christmas. Those movies had an enormous impression on me.
Same.
The adult version of me was also impacted by Pedro Almodovar. Kind of broke out this year with Women on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown.
That's your favorite of his,
which
right?
is totally worth watching.
And it describes John's dating history for years.
So good. Sure. So sorry, ladies. Sorry about that.
I think you and I watched that movie together, John. I think so.
Yeah, very likely we could have. Yeah, I mean, this is just a solid year. Cinema Paradiso.
Oh yeah, Cinema Paradiso.
My Neighbor Totoro, Akira, They Live.
I fucking love the theme song to My Neighbor Totoro, by the way.
Yeah, come on, all of the music to those movies.
The
Vanishing, the one I mentioned a couple weeks ago. Unbearable Lightness of Being.
I should let you talk. Yeah.
Dangerous Liaisons. Willow. Come on. Anyone who hasn't Googled YouTube right now, Ron Howard talking about the little people having sex on their breaks during Willow, the filming of Willow. You will enjoy that story from Ron Howard.
I'll go ahead.
America's little child.
I'll put that in the show notes right now.
Yeah.
Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, Last Temptation of Christ, Scorsese. Come on.
One of those they turned into a musical.
Yeah, Hairspray. Did you say Hairspray? The Blob. Okay,
Working Girl. Come on. Bloodsport.
Come on. Why do we keep saying come on? Come on. Okay.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
My head is making up songs for Jesus Christ the musical now.
You know what's funny is I feel like these are all movies that we all rented in the 90s. You know what I mean? Fucking miss
over and over and over and over again.
Which is funny because I hate it's like
that's something that I don't think
that's something I don't think young people we totally did that at Blockbuster all the time.
But that's something I don't think young people understand. We would rent the same movies over and over and over and over again.
Yes, so and we do know that it would have been cheaper to buy it in the first place.
That's why they were late fees.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay.
They don't know what it's like to own a movie because you forgot to return it. And then at a certain point, they just said, fuck it, keep it. You already spent $30 on late fees.
At a certain point, you just got to hope another video store opens up in town so you can go to that one. So you don't have to pay the fine.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
and
God, so
that Blockbuster card was like a Diners Club card. I'm kidding. It was like like a license. Okay.
What was the name of y'all's go-to video store in your hometown?
It was Blockbuster. We also had a Video Bazaar downtown. But
Video Bazaar.
Mine was called Movie Land.
They did have the little back closet, but we had a pretty big Blockbuster.
I did work experience there as a kid.
It was called Movie Land?
Movie Land.
Oh, that's really... Was that a local store?
Yeah. Right in the main street.
Our local store
that's cool.
Was called Encore Video.
Oh,
That's
fun.
that's the place I was helping out at when he asked what we should get, and I went get like 4 copies of The Lost Boys. He's like, "What?" I'm like, "No, serious. Get 4 copies of The Lost Boys."
Damn.
And it was
Why
never on
4?
the shelf. It's gone.
Blockbuster is such nostalgia for me.
Constant.
I still like feel it when I drive by, and then I look and I see that it's a chelation diagnostics place. You know, those weird like blood pumping shit.
Remember when the founders of Netflix approached Blockbuster to see if they wanted to buy their business, and Blockbuster said, no, that'll never happen?
Do you remember when 5 years after Netflix was sending things in the mail, Blockbuster said, you know, we could also do
we
that.
can do
and
that
everybody
too.
was like, fuck you, it's too late.
Yeah.
Blue and yellow. Come on.
I still have my Blockbuster card. Angela said one day I had to give her a gift, which was an ornament for the Christmas tree. And I said, you know what? This is how I'm going to immortalize my Blockbuster card. It is now an ornament on our Christmas tree. And I'll have it for the rest of my life.
I spent a couple of weeks over in Portland, Oregon, a couple of years ago. There's an actual running video store still left in that town. It's so worth a visit.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow,
it probably has all the
awesome.
movies that we can't rent when we want to watch good movies. Okay,
Right?
here we go.
So you can't find on streaming.
All right, quickly through the world news here, because I know we're already getting our time up here on this episode. We already talked about H.W. Bush was elected. So he beat DuClos by about 7 million votes, which was a lot when each of them was in the 40s. So we had, 15% more vote. But he had 426 electoral votes, carried 40 states. George H.W. Bush just absolutely destroyed in 1988. That's pretty crazy. The Supreme Court ruled that trash placed at the curbside is unprotected from the Fourth Amendment. I don't even know what that story is. I didn't want to look it up, but I hope somebody at home does.
It means the cops can go through your shit.
It
means people
That's
can
exactly right.
get your mail. Yeah.
That's got to be what it is. For anybody who's seen Task, you know all about that, right?
That's right, guys. An Australian just schooled these 2 Americans on what the Fourth Amendment is. Give me my citizenship.
You had to study it for your citizenship. You have to prove that you care about all that shit, which is funny because our president doesn't care about any of it. Margaret Thatcher became the longest-serving British prime minister in the 20th century. How about that? Rockefeller Center became a national landmark. How about that? And Dave, are you ready? I know you're not British, but you are from the motherland in a way, just their prison colony. Pubs in the UK were allowed to stay open 12 hours a day, except on Sundays.
Except on Sundays.
The first Walmart supercenter opened in Washington, Missouri, even though I think they're based out of Arkansas. It combined general merchandise with a full-scale supermarket to provide a one-stop shopping experience, which, by the way, I think is either still illegal in New Jersey or kind of illegal because they're the Garden State. Microsoft sold its 1 millionth mouse. Yep. McDonald's opened its 10,000th restaurant. 10,000 McDonald's. It seems obvious, but at the same time, fucking 10,000 McDonald's?
That was almost my favorite meme when the It movie came out.
It's more now, but...
It was like Pennywise the clown standing there and Ronald McDonald standing next to him saying, bitch, please, I've killed more people than you.
I guess they weren't saying 1 billion served yet.
Anyway, a big screen television costs $3,000, but 98% of U.S. households had at least one television set. In 1988, popular baby names were down to 8 again, 4 and 4. I don't know what happened to the site, but Andrew, Joshua, Matthew, and Michael, neither of you two in 1988.
It was a weird time.
Weird time. Amanda, Ashley, Jennifer, and Jessica, only A's and J's for the ladies. The cost of a 30-second Super Bowl ad was $645,000. The lights went on at Wrigley Field for the first time ever. If you didn't know that, it's true. Wrigley Field only had day games that includes during the week. They did not have lights. People thought it was blasphemy when they put lights on in 1988.
A witch.
Can you imagine nowadays they have the postseason like in the middle of the night for all the TV ratings? If the Cubs were in the World Series back then in 1987, they would have to play the World Series during the day because they didn't have lights.
Yeah. How do you get pissed and watch that?
A Buick Skylark cost $11,306. The unemployment averaged 6.2%. First class stamp 25 cents. Minimum wage $3.35 federally. The median household income was $27,000, and the cost of a new home on average was $138. For anybody following our show religiously, you know what those that pricing means. A couple little pricing things, and then I'll do TV shows and food trends of the year to finish this out. A whole leg of lamb was only $1.99 a pound. $1.99 a pound for a whole leg of lamb. Pork and beans cans You can get 3 16-ounce cans for $1. 3 for $1. How about that? ShopRite ketchup was 69 cents for a 24-ounce bottle. I don't know who gives a shit about ShopRite ketchup. I don't know what that's all about.
Take your
apples,
life in your hands
69 cents a pound. Sirloin steak beef was $2.99 a pound. It's pretty good. Blueberries fresh, $1.19 a pint. I love fresh. Oh, not spoiled.
Not frozen.
Not organic, just fresh. Not, yeah.
I guess frozen blueberries were already flying around at that point.
By the way, I love frozen blueberries. Okay, I'm done with the prices. 5 most popular TV shows from 88 to 89. So this is like the fall. Let's call the fall of peak TV.
Is LA Law on there?
LA Law is not on there. Number 5 is Growing Pains. Number 4 is The Golden Girls. Thank you for being guess what? The top 4 are all NBC. Number 3 is Cheers. Number 2, A Different World. And number 1, Dave's favorite comedian, The Cosby Show. Number 1 right there. And last but not least, the top 10 cool food and beverage trends for the year. Number 10, sushi. Number 9, quiche. Number 8, pesto. Number 7. Wait, can I only do one drum roll?
It went off early.
That's what she said. That's what she said. Number 7, pasta primavera and pasta salad. Number 6, French onion soup, which I had the other night. I love a good French onion soup. Number 5, Cool Ranch Doritos. We're apparently all the rage here. Jeez. Number 4, chocolate mousse. Number 3, chicken and veal marsala. Let's put some chicken and veal together with some marsala sauce.
I'll give them chocolate mousse.
Number 2,
on board.
Number 2, Capri Sun. I love Capri Sun, I have to admit. It was really hard to get that straw in sometimes, but that's what she said.
Number 2?
And you don't know. You don't remember. You don't know. And number 1, cool food and beverage trend of the year 1988 is angel hair pasta. Angel hair pasta.
Fuck angel hair pasta, dude.
Why?
Fuck angel hair pasta.
What the fuck you?
It's too thin. It's too thin.
That's what she said.
I'm sorry.
It's everybody who fast forwarded until right now.
Yeah. Good on you.
Thanks for joining us. My face
that was
is a little
mess.
redder than before. Weed is coming through the walls. That's true. And John hates popular trends, apparently.
And America.
Hates angel hair pasta.
John hates thin pasta.
Can't fucking stand it.
So therefore you hate America.
My dad always demanded it when we were growing up. That was the only pasta he wanted in the spaghetti at home. And I was like, come on.
No, it's healthier because there's less of it, so you can eat twice as much. Also, for anybody just joining us now, Dave knows more about the Fourth Amendment than you do. There's no way you know what the Fourth Amendment says. No way. I know 1, I know 2, and I know a little bit about 14 and 16 and 19. That's it. I don't know what any of the other amendments say.
Unreasonable search and seizures.
Is which one? 4?
Fourth Amendment.
Cool.
Now you know. The more you know.
Is that where you grab them by that? Oh, never mind.
No. Dave knows all about that. Back when he was a bouncer at the clubs. And he said, what are the limits of my job? Guys, we're going to talk now about Midnight Run.
Australian bouncers just fucking kill you.
That's true.
They'd have their own set of laws.
That's true. I have seen Chopper. Okay, Midnight
Run. He's a
Run.
gangster.
What's funny about Midnight Run is I was really expecting to look at Robert De Niro's IMDb and just have it be like The Mission, The Untouchables, and then eventually Goodfellas. And I was like, oh, this is just what he did in between. No, this is the time in his life when he was just making movies. Robert De Niro was making movies. He was cashing in. He was making money. He was having fucking fast. He did goddamn Brazil. You know, I thought after Once Upon a Time in America, which took him like 3 years, right after King of Comedy and Confessions of a Raging Bull, I was like, there's no way that he would just make like 5 movies in 2 years, but he fucking did. And he was having fun. He was shamelessly middle-aged, and it was fucking great. Midnight Run, available on Netflix for 6 more days. When you're listening in the future, who knows what it's going to be on. But this was directed by Martin Brest. This is written by George Gallo. And I'm going to read the IMDb pitch and go around the horn, as I always do, to see what you think, what you feel. No stuffy criticism. We're drinking, we're talking.
We also have buttons for that, too.
We missed the buttons.
We can do it now. They skipped to here anyway.
3, 2, 1, go.
Wait, oh shit, I don't have my button. John, fuck. Actually, that's it. Which
There
one
you
did I
go.
do? Okay, so we all went
It's
with great,
unanimous.
which is 4 out of 5. I'm going to read. Is this the first time watch for everybody, or has anybody seen it before?
This one was the first time, yeah.
Okay. I will say I do have a gripe about this movie, but I'm going to wait for a little bit to say it. So it's not going to be in my initial thing.
Yeah, fuck you, Jeff. The preemptive announcement about the gripe that will
Wait,
come
take your drink.
at some point in the future.
I got rid of the buzzer because I didn't want to see that shit, but you can drink. I'm going to read the IMDb description. We're going to pass it around the horn, except I'm going to go first with my short review so I can save my gripe for after you two have talked. A bounty hunter pursues a former mafia accountant who is also being chased by a rival bounty hunter, the FBI, and his old mob boss after jumping bail. Midnight Run, available on Netflix for 6 more days. What'd you think? What'd you feel? I'm going first. I did really like this movie. I have my gripe about it in a second, which I'm going to talk about, but it was just fucking fun. Great action sequences. The supporting characters did great. Unlike Wicked, they decided not to be ham-handed with the supporting character, and they said less is more, and I thought that was great. How many times did the FBI agent Alonzo have one line in a scene when they were just like, have you seen him? Oh, yeah, he said he's Alonzo. I'm Alonzo! End of scene. I don't need more than that from him. I don't. They knew how to make movies back then. It was really fun. It was really good.
Yeah, you know why he had one line in those scenes? Because Yaphet Kotto's eyes just scream, I'm in business. The second he takes his glasses off, yeah.
Exactly. You know who's didn't? Ariana Grande and Wicked for Good. Okay, John, I hope you enjoy the movie, like Dave.
Sure, I'm looking forward to it.
I had a blast. I love the adventure elements. It reminded me of Death Race 2000. I'm kidding. But the fact that they had to go across country, it really was planes, trains, and automobiles.
Yes.
But with the mob. It was like Mickey Blue Eyes meets planes, trains, and automobile. I don't know. I had fun with it. I do have my gripe, but I had fun. I hope you guys had fun too.
I'm going first. Jeff, the comment you made about how nothing looks real anymore, this movie is a prime example.
It's what? About how it looks real.
Being the opposite of how real it looks.
Those cars falling down the hill, I was like, how did nobody die? How did they edit this together? The editing was brilliant. If these cars were falling off hills into other cars in the woods,
helicopter
in the
shot when it finally cuts to and you see all of the cars destroyed. But honestly, I know I ring this bell a lot on this show, but the practicality of the making of this movie was so satisfying, and it created so much humor because you knew all of it was real. So as the sequences grew and grew in terms of the amount of people involved, the amount of cars involved, it was just a wonderful extension of the humor that was grounded in the characters. And I'm sure we'll talk about that a lot and just how great the cast was. But in terms of the realism of the casting, everybody in every location looked like they were actually doing that job in real life. Nobody was too sexy. Nobody smelled good when you looked at them. Everything 100%. Just seemed so believable. Even Charles Grodin, who did probably smell the best. If you were to just look at him, he clearly was that was his role, right? He took care of himself.
Who smells the best in this movie?
You know what I mean? You really can't. There is something that movies today, the first thought I have when the criticism you had earlier, fuck you, the criticism you said earlier in the episode, the first thing I often think about is how movies today lack sensuality. When they don't feel real, I don't feel like I'm actually there. Everything feels fake. I can't touch it. I can't see it. I can't feel it. I can't smell it. Anyway, this is, even the way that they filmed this, Martin Brest, this was like his first gigantic movie.
Well, he did. Well, I mean, he got lucky with the box office of Eddie Murphy. He only did the first one.
Oh, was Beverly Hills Cop was before this? My bad.
Yeah, 84. But then
my bad,
he did not do Beverly Hills Cop 2, though.
Which I know was the giant one.
But Beverly Hills Cop 1 was not on the budget of this movie.
All right. Either way. So this was not his first big one. So let's give him, he's experienced at this point. Again, but
the budget
even more so, this movie, I loved the restraint with the coverage. they could clearly they had a good budget and a bunch of stars. They could have covered the shit out of this thing with lots of editing and quick cuts and just every camera angle to try to like raise the bar with style and stuff. And the restraint, I felt like he relied on the performances. And then again, the extension of that was I felt like he relied on the stunt work. He wanted everything to be in camera and to have a slower pace so that the storytelling, the pace lived in what was happening to the characters, not the style of the movie. I just felt it was so effective.
There is actually one interview
I was laughing too.
that he does where he talks about the producers and their mantra was save film, don't shoot everything. You can't shoot everything you want. And he's like, you can only print.
That's a tough mantra for him.
Yeah, he's like, they told him he could only print the takes that he liked. And it's like, I'm going to shoot a shot of Robert De Niro and not print it.
Yeah.
Dude, that's how they used to do it. That's how they used to fucking do it.
Yeah, this is where Robert De Niro needs to put in his contract, keep all my fucking film.
There's a great line from Sidney Lumet's his book on making movies, where he said a skill that is now lost today, and I think this existed for a long time into the 80s. He said the director's most important job that doesn't exist anymore, that used to exist solely for the director, was you chose the clips and cuts to print. They were the only ones printed. That's when you moved on, was when you said print takes 3 and 4, let's move on. Those were the only ones that you would ever see. The director's eye was so important back then for knowing when to choose that. So honestly, they're giving him hell. Like I'm sure all producers are saying back then.
De Niro was improvising because he did in Scorsese's movies too. They rehearsed and improvised on camera all the time. So you know that there were certain responses. If they said the scene's too serious, why don't we take that ridiculous reaction that De Niro had in take 14? And even though it's only a second and a half, just that weird De Niro look will save the scene because otherwise it'll be too flat, like Wicked for Good. It's like just take that one moment and add some flair to it. Anyway, obviously we do that with digital. Dude, come on, John, you've been to film school. Dave, you know you're going to take some reaction of something and you're going to fucking throw it into another scene if it's going to help save a scene.
Of course, but what I'm saying is back then they didn't have as much flexibility for that. So Martin Brest was trying to manage tone. No, he was, dude. They were not printing every
film
single
into
take
Brazil
back then.
like fucking Sierra Madre or whatever the fuck. What were you talking about?
No, specifically on this one, the producers tried to get him to not print everything.
Which is so funny because he did Beverly Hills Cop, made $300 million on a $13 million budget. I did look it up. And here they are. They gave him $35 million and they said, save film. And he was like, guys, you literally hired me because I know how to make $300 million out of
Well, no, this actually had a studio change in the middle of making, at the beginning of making it too. Because Paramount was pressuring him to cast a big name.
Oh, gee, I wonder if he succeeded at that.
Well, no, the opposite De Niro. They wanted him to look. They were looking at like maybe turning the character into a woman.
And then he said,
casting
we have Robert De Niro in 1988.
No, they were like, Julia Roberts is available.
Grodin, they were going to cast like Cher and make the character female. Oh, and Brest refused, and he picked Charles Grodin after seeing the chemistry with De Niro, and Paramount dropped the picture. And then Universal picked it up. So they had a whole studio change.
Wow.
In the beginning of this.
Goes, we're casting Meryl Streep and John Cazale, or I'm not doing the movie. And they said, okay. And in 1988, like, how did that change? That's so crazy to me. That's crazy. Good get, Dave. Dave, do you like the movie? You liked it. You gave it a grade. What else did you think about it?
Dude, the Netflix digital transfer, this is the 2023 remaster, and you have 6 days to watch it. It looks gorgeous.
Yeah,
like me, it cleans up good. Seriously, this film and watching this film,
thank you for that.
It made me miss color in film because the backgrounds are so rich and interesting, and there's just a myriad of colors going on in the background for almost anywhere except Chicago.
The bokeh, the background of all the bokeh and the lights out of focus and all the city shots, but it still felt real. I didn't feel like they were in front of a fucking LED screen. You know what I mean?
That's why every cinematographer loves a fucking rooftop shot.
Wait, Dave?
So fucking good.
Did you ever have sex with an animal, Jack?
Are you asking me?
Now that you told me what you think about those chickens, what do you think? The fact that was like a segue line.
Well, apparently, a lot of that was improvised too, because apparently the writer wasn't on set and there were holes that they felt in the script, so they just basically let Grodin go for it, and he improvised some of that stuff. And I'm sure De Niro just went with it.
Look, he's the best actor on the planet. And I kind of don't, I don't love when I watch like TV shows and they're like, oh, they broke. And it's like, no, maybe they just laugh genuinely from like, and that was built into their work. When DeNiro and Charles Grodin are on that train and he says, in another life, it's like, yes, in another life, I still would have fucking hated you, whatever. DeNiro's laugh is one of the most guttural, visceral laughs I've ever heard in my life. And again, maybe he is that good of an actor, but at the same time, I kind of think part of the reason it was so genuine, even if it was scripted or not, is DeNiro said, I have no idea what's about to come out of his mouth. Whether it's what's on the page or not, I have no idea. And I feel like they were fucking around and improvising on set, and you can tell in a good way. Not well, just like
their dynamic. Their dynamic was so crucial, and that's a great story, Dave, about they wanted to go with Charles Grodin, and I can't. It's sometimes it's fun to imagine different actors in certain parts of movies, but what was so important for this movie for me, so that it didn't feel like a totally shallow, predictable relationship, was their different energy, the dynamic aspect. Charles Grodin playing it so small and so quiet, and DeNiro just being that loudmouth and just being so kinetic and visceral.
Like when he's trying to do the thing with the bus, watch Grodin, because Grodin is fucking with him. Like he's either trying to subvert or like mock him at almost every stage throughout this film. But he's doing it so subtly. And once you notice that, you can't not see it. And it's like there's just little things like he's having an interaction with the woman selling them the bus tickets, as well as, and he's not saying a word.
So subtle. There's so much going on the inside. I mean, his inner life is so fantastic. All the way through to when he lets him go at the end, the intimacy, quiet, how Grodin plays that final scene with him is so touching.
That is his fucking specialty.
Kiss on the lips.
So good.
You guys fucking.
And
so
I love
funny.
that.
And of course
I love when Robert De Niro said, you know what, Charles Grodin? Go make $10 million off of those dog movies. You're going to be great. Charles Grodin's
for me,
so
Charles
good.
Grodin
We
will
just
forever
know him
be
as Beethoven. We just know him as Beethoven. I had to watch.
Not for me. For me,
Beethoven's the Third was on a flight going somewhere, and then when I came back, they changed planes, and I had to fucking watch it again. I just see Beethoven's
He also plays the psychiatrist in The Couch Trip, which was the movie I think one before this.
Yeah, no, he's really good. I'm shitting on him.
Yeah. For me, he's the villain in The Great Muppet Caper.
Yeah.
There are no thieves breathing down your neck. It's just, oh my God, he's
he's in The Couch Trip. He's a psychiatrist, a famous Hollywood psychiatrist with he's having a breakdown.
Okay, I'm ready for my gripe, and I just want to just to spice it up, because obviously we all love this movie, and I'm going to admit something after my gripe. All right. So I'm going to do my gripe, but I'm going to try to pick it up as soon as it ends. All right, 1 minute. I'm giving myself 1 minute.
Okay, I'll start it.
Go ahead. It's too long. After the LA to New York stuff, meaning LA, like De Niro sets up his entire story, what he needs the money for. Joe Pantoliano, by the way, we didn't talk about the guy from The Matrix. Joe Pantoliano, what a fun job. He's basically in one room the whole entire time, except for that one diner scene in that train station. Establishing the mob and the FBI, the wiretaps. He gets the phone. He gets him. He gets on the plane. He has the freak out. He goes on the train, planes, trains, and automobiles. He goes from Pittsburgh to wherever they get arrested. I think it's Toledo. And then they finally end up in Chicago. There's the wiretaps. The second bounty hunter gets in there. There's a huge helicopter scene, concluding with it blowing up. They're jumping in a river at an hour 10. And then there's still 56 minutes left. He sees his family and he has the scene with his daughter. That usually comes with 20 or 25 minutes left in the movie, where it's like, okay, here it comes. We finally reached what the movie's all about. And now you got to land the plane, bring it home. We have all the context that we need. But no, there's another helicopter sequence. There's another desert sequence. There's it goes on and on and on. I couldn't believe when I looked after that Chicago sequence, and then they're on the train, and then they have the helicopter and they jump in the water. There's still 56 minutes left of this action movie. I thought it was going to be like The Running Man, where it's too long. Having said that, I actually paused the movie then, because that exact moment is when I realized we weren't recording last week. And so I was like, I'm going to pause this right here. And then I rewatched it today, and the second half of this movie I fucking loved as much, if not more, than the first half of the movie. So even though I couldn't believe that 56. Well, I know I am, because here's the thing. People are going to try to watch this movie and they're not going to make it to the end, because they're going to be like, it's exhausting. But this last 56 minutes is so fucking good. It's so good. There's just so many set pieces. It just keeps happening and it keeps changing. I'm not going to be surprised.
But the humor, I think the humor holds. I think people keep laughing enough so that even though the set pieces are relentless, which is part of the joke, I still felt like it was compelling when it was happening.
I guess it's paced out well that the family scene happens early for me. I think it happens early. I think that usually that family, what's it about? He still wants to be with his wife, his daughter. He wants to see her grow up. Usually they put that off until the second half of the movie. This was still kind of in the first half
But
of the
we
movie.
know he's coming across the United States and Chicago's in the middle. Like,
you can
I
easily,
I will-
yeah, but you
kinda-
can easily not have any interruptions until Vegas.
I know,
or, you
I know this. I know this wasn't the mission at the time, but I have to say, not every film from the 80s so perfectly captures the 80s. Like, this isn't a film; it's a fucking time capsule.
That is true.
Right down to the non-smoking or non-smoking seats on the plane. It's like, God, humans are stupid.
What do you think? Yeah, it was his
He
answer.
says at the end, yeah, what do you think is
that
so
guy
good?
was fantastic.
But just the fact that we used to sit in a giant fucking flying sealed
But I also
cylinder,
love-
and
I
if you
also
smoked
love-
here, it was okay, but here, no.
I also love that that guy was like, I know every single person watching me right now hopes I'm either dead or arrested by the end of this movie. And I want that too. I feel like that actor was like, that was right on the sweet spot because he looked bad. You talk about look and smell, and I'm talking about all these 20-year-olds who fuck and with good hair and good skin. This guy, he was like, my wife is not going to be attracted to me when she watches this movie, and I'm okay with that.
But also, like, and this is a
We're
big.
talking about
this is a-
John Ashton, who plays
this-
Marvin.
yeah.
Yes.
Marvin
This is a big spoiler.
Dorfler.
So skip ahead 10 seconds if you don't want it spoiled. But the gag
There's no
about
10-second button, but
the gag about I can't fly, and not
That's
only is that a
Fantastic.
lie, he's a fucking pilot.
You're a pilot. You're a fucking pilot. Get the fuck.
Like that's such
How good is
clever
that punch?
fucking character development.
it's such a good my cousin Vinny punch, and he's like, "Well, you're not
Yeah.
gonna have to worry about it when you're asleep." And he punches him across the face.
Dave, I'm so glad you said the time capsule thing because that was going to be something I commented on. I often say that about older movies, right? Putting on that time capsule to watch like a different style of filmmaking and acting and black and white. This is so of its time that I think you do need to kind of, I think it will help
Oh, that music is
older
so fun.
people,
That music
younger
is so
people
fun.
to Danny Elfman's score, the way they scored movies back then, it's ridiculous. They were
This
winking
is
at you
notably
the entire
a
time. Like,
departure.
you're supposed to have fun. This is silly. We know it's silly. We know this isn't actually like slick and cool. You're allowed to laugh. This whole thing
Right.
is a fucking joke. We have not talked about how
For a
excellent
minute-
the writing.
For a minute there, I
The
thought I was watching
editing-
Tremors.
Hey, yeah.
It's in the space, right? It's in the same space. The editing, the writing, the directing, and the casting of the side guys. Joe Pantoliano is one of them. The two mobsters, hilarious. Those got Tony and what's his name? They're fucking funny. Eventually, you got Dennis Farina and fucking Phil playing Sydney, Philip Baker Hall. Which, by the way,
Philip
we should
Baker
call
Hall,
that
what
out.
a-
Remember how
what
I
a
said?
fucking awesome cameo for Philip Baker Hall.
Remember
He's in this movie for like
remember
4
when I told you
minutes.
that? Remember when I told you that Paul Thomas Anderson thinks this is a perfect movie? His first movie starred Philip Baker Hall, and it was called Sydney.
Originally.
And they took the title away from him and changed it to Hard Eight. He was basically saying, like, I bet I want to write a backstory for this guy.
He wanted
So
Phil
that's
Baker Hall
fun
to
to
be
see
his
him-
Harvey Keitel, where he's like, I know I'm going to have my, superstars that rise above you, but people are always going to remember that
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I just thought all the side performances were so well timed. I was always happy when we went back to them. I was like, oh God, what are they going to do now? Just the way they interacted with each other. When the two fucking mobsters are one of them's on the payphone and the other one keeps like running into him
yeah.
and like giving him the punches and stuff while he's like making a
Was
business.
that
What the fuck's the matter
was
with
that
you?
the
Like,
same two guys later with the picture, which was so obvious with the towels and everything? And they're like, it's like, when are you going to start to look, when are you going to start to notice the details?
It's
I
in the
forget what he said.
details.
When are you gonna? Yeah. When are you gonna? I forget
Come
what he
on,
said.
dude.
Okay. I know, John, you taught an acting class. I just like when Robert De Niro, again, I feel like my cousin Vinny watched this scene a lot. When Robert De Niro is in the police station and he has the phone call, like, tell me that doesn't just scream my cousin Vinny all over it. Oh, the punch,
God.
like, and he's like, yeah, I got your $200, right? And he's yelling, and you see the cop, the way that they react to him is just very real. It's really the way a cop would react. It's not the way an actor would react. It's not the way somebody who wants a career would react. It's just the way a cop would react. And then when he says, hey, where's Alonzo? Tell him I want to make a deal. The way the cops just turn around and go, it's weird. In some ways, acting has gotten better because it's easier to access, right? We can see things, we can have training. Okay, well, listen, here, go with me.
On
here.
what thesis does that exist? Who are you talking about?
Okay. I just mean in the sense that you can have training. People can be connected to what good acting is via schools, it's not like people in the middle of Toledo are like, oh, I'm lost or whatever, and you have to move to a big city in order to do anything anymore. Like you can be connected to these things. I'm making the same point as you, which is that on the whole, especially at the highest level, acting sucks now compared to what it was back then. It's just nobody in there was trying to be in Death of a Salesman. They just were like, all they cared about was what would a cop do in this situation. And they just wanted to understand that point of view. And I feel like acting is dead now compared to that. Honestly, these fucking guys in the backgrounds of these scenes were better actors than most people I see in leads in movies nowadays. That's my point. Dave, clip that.
Yeah, no, I mean,
you have
honestly,
a clip button.
I am sorry.
The theme of this episode is about the realism thing you were talking about. I mean, even in movies like this that are clearly supposed to be wink, wink, they feel tactile. They feel like you're actually in those locations. There's something haptic happening when you're watching these movies, even something like this.
Even when Alonzo is talking to a woman about something else, I imagine, and this guy goes up and is basically whispering he wants to make a deal, he doesn't do it in a way that's like, I'm an actor. He does it in a way that's like, how would a cop actually tell him that this guy wants to make a deal with the FBI while he's talking to somebody else? It's just so right. Which is funny because everything else, the score is just reminding us that this is for fun. And yet it's,
dude, even the climax, which does get tense. Like
really in that you're talking about in the airport, right?
He's got the disc. He's got the disc.
He's like, he's trying to get the message across, and his shit's broken. And he ends up just shouting it through the airport. It's like,
the guys in those seats that are all looking.
Serrano's got the disc.
It's all really good. Yeah, it's so good. It's so good.
Dude, the way Dennis Farina Serrano played the small talk to DeNiro when he first walked up to him. How you doing, Jimmy?
Yeah.
I gotta ask you. There's always someone I wanted to ask.
But then he gets mean.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
God, it was so fucking real.
You want to see a show? You want a dinner? It's on me. Like the whole thing was just.
It's on me. You let me know. This is my town. Oh God.
But you know what's good about that? I believed him. I believed that. Like if DeNiro actually wanted to see a show, I was kind of like, actually, I feel like he would actually really give DeNiro a show. I feel like he would actually do that.
Dude, you know one thing that stood out for me? How fucking photogenic is 80s Grand Central?
I mean,
it's so much better than its modern counterpart. Like there's color everywhere and blues and shit.
Dave,
I actually paused it.
All due respect.
I don't think we have.
Fuck off. Sorry, that's one of the lines.
I don't think we have praised Joe Pantoliano enough. His escalation.
You were kind of waiting for it to come back to him regularly.
To that final phone call when he is absolutely freaking out. I mean, he is
Can you imagine cut,
fucking
reset?
Funny.
We might need a new phone. Joe
that
just fucking destroyed that.
The comb over is
hair,
fantastic.
I actually genuinely believe those. He was like, there's no way I'm going to be a movie star. His hair was thinning when he was 20. He was like, he's Italian, but not Italian enough to be in Once Upon a Time in America. Or he missed the Godfather craze. He's like, I'm just going to be a fucking loser. And then he was
took it
so
and ran with it
in this movie.
Everything he says is hilarious. And again, like the little action that was happening in that set piece, which was DeNiro's bail bondsman. He's the guy who hires DeNiro as a bounty hunter to go get these people. And we meet them from the very beginning. So you understand the office very quickly is Joe and his assistant guy, who you very quickly realize is fucking tattling to the mafia. And the FBI is watching him. That bit never got old. Just watching it. I think I'm going to go get some donuts. We should celebrate. We should celebrate with some donuts.
The thing is, that guy played that so well. The second he said that, you knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Like, you
It was
knew
all
it was
just-
dirty before he even said that.
And yet, still, even to what you're saying, Jeff, like, even though those schemes are happening and everything felt like I know what's happening, it still felt like it was real life. It didn't feel like a movie, in a sense, just
Yeah.
because it was so fucking tactile.
unbelievable.
That place fucking stunk. Tell me you couldn't smell that office.
Oh, yeah.
Couldn't smell
it
that
reeked.
office.
It reeked.
That place reeked.
Guys, didn't your mother ever tell you what to do with strangers, not shoot at them? I mean, one of my favorite lines in this is, what the fuck's going on with you guys? You ain't cops. No, we're ballet dancers. It's like, there's so many good lines in this.
Yeah.
What
But
was
you know,
the
the only
fistophobia?
Yeah, you're gonna fistophobia. You know what? One thing that bothers me though, that I do feel like, you know how Parmesan cheese now has an agent with UTA?
Yeah.
Parmigiano
Yeah.
Reggiano is the product placement agent. Dave, I kind of said this when you were in the bathroom at the beginning of the episode. Fuck this milk lobby, though. What is up with the milk? They talk about milk so goddamn much in this movie. I feel
Yeah.
like this is right in the sweet spot when just all milk was all one thing. All the milk
He's got
brands
an
were
ulcer.
like, Got Milk? Remember Got Milk? Obviously, everybody remembers Got Milk from the 80s and 90s. This fucking guy, what is with the milk? And then at the end, he was like, Jay, just fucking drink a glass of milk and do something. Can you
Yeah.
imagine writing that line and be like, okay, we need the milk lobby. The milk lobby needs some more
Yeah.
money. And how mob, though, is that to be like, yeah, we can just fucking throw the milk into this line? That's basically what they said to Philip Baker Hall when he was like, you can't do this. You can't do this. He says, why don't you just drink a glass of milk and do some fucking thing? Can you, like, writing that line, you probably feel like an idiot until you go, wait a second.
Yeah.
That actually sounds exactly like a mobster. But there's so
Universal
much fucking
is
milk. Why
obviously
do they care about
pro-dairy.
so much milk? What is it? I actually looked this up. The pancreas. What was the ailments? It was
An ulcer. He had an
the
ulcer.
And I looked it up and it was like, no, milk doesn't help an ulcer. The milk fucking lobby convinced people that if you have an ulcer, you should drink it, even though you should not. There's nothing
No.
that milk does. It has hormones in it. Ulcers need health and goodness. There's nothing in milk that is going to help an ulcer. And here they're like, you should drink some milk. This guy's supposed to be smart, but the fucking milk lobby got to even Charles Grodin, the fucking renegade in this movie, the fucking Robin Hood.
Part of a balanced diet.
It's stupid.
All right, one more acting thing for me.
And then I have one final
The
location.
scene that is just
Okay.
the scene is pushed into the middle of the movie so that you can humanize DeNiro, where they go and he has to borrow money from his ex-wife, and he hasn't seen his daughter or his ex-wife in what, 9 years?
Yeah,
Or
9
something?
years.
8 or 9 years.
Isn't that crazy?
That is a tough acting assignment, and I'm not glad. I was like on the edge of my seat a little bit, like I'm going to watch the master behave with his daughter, who I was more interested in than his wife,
His
because he
daughter
probably
had
knew her for longer.
his daughter who had one day on set.
Yeah.
That girl was the casting was fantastic.
She's
I believed
perfect.
every breath that little girl took. I thought she was
Were they in frame
fantastic.
together, or was
But
it like
the staging, I don't know.
No, they were.
The staging was so simple but you're asking so much of an actor. Like, you're going to see your daughter, you haven't seen her since she was that grown up, and then you have to go over to her and you have to give her a hug, but like, don't anybody else could have overplayed that. I thought that was so interesting, and I kept watching Grodin watch DeNiro, because he was certainly, he was
interesting, yeah.
encouraging him, like, you should do this, you should talk to your family, this is going to be good for you. And just that the sweet kind of thing that was starting to grow between them, that intimacy that was starting to happen between the men, watching DeNiro just be so in the moment with that girl and feel like he couldn't like really hug her too much.
Yeah.
Like, he played that so fucking well.
But
I don't know,
also
that could have been a
Grodin
shit scene for anybody
Grodin
else.
underplayed that in
So
the background too, so he didn't steal it. Because
Of
those
course,
two,
no, he was
that
just
was their
looking.
moment, and he just let it happen.
Yeah.
God, that little girl was so good.
She was good.
The wife was great too. I totally believed them that they had a relationship. But that girl, man, she was well cast. That whole scene could have been a pile of dog shit that could have easily gotten on the cutting room floor. And it fucking worked. And it's so simple. DeNiro, we just want to give him credit, dude. That is a tough scene to play. I haven't seen her 8 or 9 years. She doesn't know who I am. Can I touch her? Am I allowed to hug her? Does she hate me? Like, oh my God.
Especially
And
in
she
this
wanted to give him
movie.
money. I was touched. She tried
Yeah,
to
I
give
was
him
touched by
money.
that.
No, I can't do that. I can't take it.
No,
I can't
no.
take it.
Yeah.
I can't. I
You
won't
know
take
what?
it. So good.
You know what that scene reminded me of? You know what scene that reminded me of?
Mean Streets,
No.
the dollar. What?
Godfather Part 2, when the guy has to fire him because the mob guy that De Niro ends up killing is like, and he's like, no. And he's like, no, take it. I feel bad. And he was like, what you've done for me and my
No,
family.
no.
It's like, no, I couldn't do that to you. Thank you so much. It's, oh my God. And all in Italian, of course. when he can't say, oh my God, DeNiro. He's, oh my fucking God. DeNiro's we see him as he is the Meet the Fockers guy. And I wonder if he knew that
he's so good.
More than half of his life, he was going to be the Meet the Fockers guy. That Goodfellas was not the culmination of a brilliant career. It was actually the beginning of a 40-year run as the fucking,
Well, this was the one that kind of, this was the one that showed that he could play comedy as well. Because he really pushed.
Was it really? Was it his first?
I'm pretty sure this was his first comedy. Yeah, and this opened up his career through the 90s and beyond.
Because he was known for heavy drama. And I remember hearing Billy Crystal say DeNiro would ask him after every take on Analyze This in the late 90s, was that funny? Was that funny? What can I do to be funnier? And Billy Crystal was like, well, I think you're great. Just keep ripping off me or whatever. He was so funny in this. How did he not have confidence in his comedic skills? Look at that fucking picture behind John right now. Look at that picture.
I got to say, too, because I think if we want to listen to one performer who's clearly brilliant at both sides of the mask, drama and comedy, that fucking adage of, oh, comedy's actually harder. DeNiro, in an interview, I heard him once say one time, he was like, I don't know, I've done a good share of both of these before, and I got to say, it's a lot easier to scream at Billy Crystal than it is to do the roulette scene, and they're not even in the same fucking universe. Give me a fucking break. Yeah. His serious dramatic work, I fucking hate it when people say that.
The roulette scene with Christopher Walken got Christopher
versus
Walken
Analyze
an Oscar,
This, or even
I'm sure
this.
He was like, I'm glad Christopher Walken got an Oscar for that because it was fucking work, and so like he can remember that forever.
Dave, I'm glad you pointed that out though, because this did probably. I'm sure him. DeNiro and his reps and everybody was like, shit.
You don't think The Mission got him this, or The King of Comedy, where he was a comedian in a dramatic role, which is very different? Yeah, he finally got.
He's so funny to me in earlier performances too, but not. You're right, not like this, where it's like
we
comedy the entire time.
Yeah,
he's funny as hell in Mean Streets. He's so funny in that.
I found a fun little trivia bit. One more location thing. Apparently, production used New Zealand for certain sequences. To replace like, it's why some of the landscapes feel a touch off for the American Road movie.
I didn't know Weta was around in the 80s.
They weren't. That's the thing. Some New Zealand landscapes were used apparently for some of the off scenes.
What sequences?
Do you
know which ones?
I need to look that up further because I stored it. Apparently, movie location enthusiasts have tracked the spots.
I remember
down to where they were.
Because I remember most people in Lord of the Rings, because the author of Lord of the Rings is from Britain. I love when Peter Jackson was like, being from New Zealand, we just assumed it was from here. What are you talking about? And then you watch the movie and you're like, oh yeah, they actually cover all of this ground in New Zealand, not in England and Ireland and Scotland, where you thought that the Lord of the Rings was set. Nope, New Zealand has fucking everything. You have every climate. Sorry, literally Dave, everything. Your island, which is 10 times as big as New Zealand's, doesn't cover the fucking geologic. Same thing with Hawaii. Hawaii goes from desert to rainforest in like an hour.
It does. It just takes longer. New Zealand does it this big. Australia does it this big.
Yeah, but you're mostly desert. Like, and your animals are weirder.
No, we're only half desert.
That's a lot. Half is a lot.
The U.S. is half desert.
All right, guys. So, did you feel the One Battle After Another's inspiration from Midnight Run? Because Paul has talked a lot about this movie while he's on the interview circuit with One Battle.
Dude, I would have got that just from the trailers.
Yeah.
In fact, I did because I haven't got to see it yet.
I mean, I need to see Dave. One Battle After Another. I told you, John. I was like, I really loved One Battle After Another, but I need to see it again because in order for it to be in that Doctor Strangelove scale or in that other kind of, what were some of the other satires that it's been compared to? I need to see it again because that one, what it wants to accomplish is bigger than Midnight Run. So yes, I see some of the sequences for it, but at the end of Midnight Run and every single sequence in One Battle After Another, there's consequences. And this one there are, and it's justified, but I need to see One Battle After Another again.
Sure. Well, good shit. Midnight Run. I'm glad we watched it. This was
you got 6
really
days.
funny,
Go watch it.
Really entertaining.
Let's do it. We can do
Man,
what you've been watching
really
and
good.
get our final thing in an hour and a half. We can fucking do it. All right, here we go. So we're going to do what you've been watching right now. We're going to tell you our reviews of what we've been doing for the past 2 weeks, what we've been watching outside of these movies. We're going to take a brief pause to talk about what movie we're going to do next week. But Dave's got to spin the wheel first. So, John, you want to guess what year is going to be next for us?
2009.
Oh, I actually was feeling 2000 as well, Dave. So let's go 2014.
Okay. It worked this time.
I have no idea. Okay, we were so far off.
The
1936.
The opposite.
1936.
If you were shooting at a battleship, you would have missed it.
All right. It's gonna be a Gary Cooper movie for sure. Okay, 1936 is what it spun on. So we're not gonna sit here and Google movies. We're gonna do what you've been watching, take a break, and then we're gonna choose one of the 10 movies that came out in 1936 to do. So, Dave, I'd like to start with you. What have you been watching the past couple weeks?
Well, I did a rewatch of Wicked leading into the Wicked for Good movie.
Jeff's favorite movie.
It was great. I watched it with a couple of people who haven't seen it before. I also rewatched Minority Report.
Wait, did you like Wicked the second time around? Was it good?
Yeah, it was fun.
Okay, cool. And Minority Report, great.
Minority Report, and I watched some like teen angst movie, sci-fi. I Am Number 4, where they kind of got one of the girls out of Glee and cast her in it because she was hot like property at the time, and it almost worked.
Okay.
Yeah, but
right.
the usual things as well. Welcome to Derry.
You liking it still?
Guys, are you ready for this?
Yeah, it's graphic as fuck.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get there at some point. All right, John.
Listen to this list. This is what I've watched over the past few weeks. House of Dynamite. Zero Dark 30.
House of Dynamite. House of Dynamite was fun, right? Tell me it's got fun.
It is fun. It is fun. I started to think about the structure as soon as I realized what was happening.
The first one was perfect, though. Once you do the first one, you're like, I'm so fucking in, right?
For sure. But as soon as after that happened, I started to think more than feel. And that was my only criticism.
Okay.
Is that I kind of wanted the structure started to kind of become obvious to me. I was like, okay, this is just a game.
Too. So the second one was the trickiest.
Everybody's good. The tension's great. Catherine Bigelow directed the hell out of it. It's worth watching for sure on Netflix, folks. So then I watched Zero Dark 30 because I wanted to watch another one of her movies. Then I watched Skyfall, Spectre. And then I went on a Woody Allen run and watched Hannah and Her Sisters, Bullets Over Broadway, Radio Days, and Everything You Need to Know About Sex But We're Too Afraid to Ask. My God, those movies are entertaining. Then I went to the movie theater because the American Cinematheque is showing a
Diane were you under
Keaton
fucking house arrest?
You got sick, so you had to watch some things. But yeah,
I was sick. I turned in a script recently too, so I don't have anything to do. So my days are empty of watching.
I hope your wife's happy about that. I'll keep going.
Oh, she's thrilled. Oh my God, they're showing a Diane Keaton retrospective at the American Cinematheque here in LA, so we're going to try to catch as many as we can. We saw Looking for Mr. Goodbar the other night. Holy shit, that movie is good. I bet you guys have never even heard of it. Oh my God, you got to watch this movie. So fucking entertaining, compelling, funny, a really disturbing ending. I can't stop thinking about it. It's made by the same man who made In Cold Blood, Richard Brooks. Diane Keaton is like I've never seen her before. It's fucking sexy. It's fun. Oh man, Looking for Mr. Goodbar. Holy shit.
Wow.
Watched Searching for Q Lazarus, which is a documentary on Criterion. And then I watched, when I was sick, I was feeling Alexander Payne to calm me down. So I watched Descendants and Sideways and had a lovely time. Oh boy.
Jesus Christ.
Movies. I was a good film goer.
So I watched House of Dynamite, which I really love. So actually the story is I actually rewatched, I finally saw, I'm trying to write these down for the fucking episode. I can't keep up with you, John. I'm trying to write them down for what to put in my notes. Anyway, I watched Begonia in theaters, and it's incredible. It's the movie of the year. It's so great. I haven't seen all the movies of the year. I'm still trying to catch up a little bit, but it is so great. It's not what I expected. It's Angela. Actually, somebody on set with Angela asked, like, what did Jeff think? Like, they wanted to watch it, but they weren't in the mindset. I was like, I can't believe I'm saying this. You actually, few movies have you been able to go in and it does not matter what mindset you're in. This movie starts out so simple that wherever you are, it takes you, and the way it builds into what it becomes is so
The exposition is incredible.
You don't need to be in a mindset. I was like, what do you mean you weren't in a mindset? Like it's just Jesse Plemons talking about bees at the beginning. And that doesn't mean boring. That doesn't mean, it's just like, it's just so simple. And then again, if you're hyped for the movie or if you're nonchalant about the movie or if you're tired or whatever, it's so easy to get into this movie. And then once you do, it's fucking intense and incredible and wild. And I can't believe where it went and all that kind of stuff. That's like, but I think that's the best thing about this movie. There's so many amazing things about this movie that maybe we'll be talking about even more than One Battle After Another for a long time, is the way it goes from 0 to 60 is like a Cars thing. The way it goes from 0 minutes to 20 minutes, it does not matter where you are at 0 minutes. By 20 minutes, everybody's on the same page. There are people in the movie that were hype. There are people in the movie that were tired. Everybody at 20 minutes, we were all watching the same movie. It was wild the way that
that's a good
that
movie.
He did that. Yeah, I'm telling you. And I'm not even talking about what it's about. I'm not even talking about what it's about. I'm just saying like he did it. What a good job. Yorgos, fucking hell. That was awesome. So that's when I went home.
Does Jesse have your vote like he has my vote?
Yes.
God almighty. He's so good in it.
Part of the reason he has my vote is when he started this movie, I was like, John really said this is the performance of the year. Not that he wasn't doing great, but I was like, does he have an Oscar scene? Does he, like I was, those usual things that go in your head when someone says it's the performance of the year, like Rain Man or something. No, you just know by the end of the movie it'll make sense. And just sit back. It's great. Emma Stone is fantastic in this movie. In fact, this is one of my favorite Emma performances because she's just coasting. She's not coasting like she's being lazy, but coasting in the sense that it's like she's not overplaying anything, but she's making all the right choices. Fucking awesome. I went right into House of Dynamite. We finished Murdoch Murders. I loved Murdoch Murders. We watched all of the John Wayne Gacy series, which I think is great. If you love your true crime series, I know, I understand, but like they actually did a great job, and they made a choice, which is that they decided to have these little subplots of the characters that were the victims. And to me, I was kind of like, this is not going to work. You know how in The Crown, they do these like little backstory things a lot and they go in the past, whatever. They do these little backs and I'm like, none of them, it's not like they all say like, how do you meet John Wayne Gacy? And at the end, they all meet him. That's not what it is. Sometimes it's just the victims and it's just their lives. And then at the end of the episode, you realize that they were the ones that they were talking about. Whatever. There's something about it. I thought it was a Ryan Murphy series at first, and I was like, this is going to be cheesy, and it's not. It's really good. I think it's the best of the genre where it's a real life thing that actually happened, but they have to dramatize it. And so it's real, it's deep, but it also has some creative inspiration and stuff. I just think that they did it really well. So John Wayne Gacy, that's on Peacock, I think. And who the fuck knows what else I watched? I'll just say this. We watched The Beast in Me. We watched all of it, and that was fun. I started that. That's what we started. Angela knows the stand-in for Claire Danes on this, and so we're really excited. I know her too, and we're really excited to finish. But we've started it.
It was good.
We haven't done Pluribus yet. It's next on our list. But Beast in Me and Pluribus.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait to binge it.
I think I'm gonna wait. Too. Okay, pause it there. We're gonna talk about what 1936 movie we're gonna do, and we're gonna let you know in a second. Film fans, stay tuned. Listen to some Dasein. And we're back.
We are?
Quick little
But I'm not wearing pants.
John said he wanted to watch this movie, and I just farted. Guys, we are talking about 1936.
Jesus
Next
Christ.
week, we're going to be talking about Dodsworth, which is available on Prime with your subscription. If you have your subscriptions up to date, Prime Video, that is Amazon, right now has Dodsworth from 1936.
This is not weed coming out of the walls anymore.
I don't smell the weed coming out of the walls anymore. Anything else you want to say before we go? Film fans, you too, knuckleheads?
No. Go see Train Dreams. Oh my gosh.
Train Dreams. Wicked. Yeah, good Train Dreams. You should go.